Let's get across to Babachair Lawal. He's the APC National Vice Chairman for the Southeast. Let's get an insight into his perspective of how this elections turned out. Thank you for joining us today. Could you tell us, how did these elections turn out? Yes, we see the APC winning many of the states here, but what's your impression of how the elections turned out?
Once in my zone, the election turned out as planned. We had a message which we delivered to our people. Our people had our message and they believed us and they trusted we would keep our promises to them. They went out, conducted themselves in a peaceful manner, where there is no single incident of violence. There was no incident of violence throughout the presidential elections and the National Assembly elections in my zone. And our turnout was overwhelming in spite of the difficulties we were facing, insecurity. We had our movement was severely restricted, but still we defied the elements, we defied the security clampdown on account of our situation in our zone, and the people performed their civic responsibility and overwhelmingly gave us their support. We are, of course, aware that in Taraba the election was heavily militarized, in which even some security personnel turned into coalition agents for the PDP. But by and large, the presidential election was fair. People believed in our message, trusted that we would implement our promise. Now, the presidential governorship election and the National Assembly elections followed a similar pattern, where results in Taraba are still being awaited because of similar reasons. The place was heavily militarized. Quite a few of both serving and past PDP ministers decided to take over the functions of the military, organized ballot box snatching, took off with results, but we are sure as results are trickling in Taraba State, results will be declared in the favor of the APC.
He was speaking to us about how the elections turned out. Could you tell us, Mr. Lawal, about how voting went in the IDPs?
INEC did a very wonderful job in the IDP. What they did was relocate the polling units in some areas of the state or the local government, and they almost just simply translated the polling units as they existed in their original locations to set locations. Election was conducted just in the same manner as it would have been if it had held in the original areas of location. So it was peaceful. The ones I've seen in Adamawa State, Madagali and Minchika, and part of our local government were located to Yola, and elections were conducted in a free and fair manner. The turnout was very massive because I did see that the people transported themselves from all the IDPs all over the country to Yola, where they voted peacefully. Results were announced peacefully, and one or two complaints naturally, but overall, the ones I witnessed was exceedingly peaceful and well organized. People conducted themselves in a peaceful manner, in a brotherly manner, and actually it was like a celebration because the polling centers provided opportunities for families that had not seen each other for quite some time to meet. So it was a celebration all over at the IGP where voting was done in Adamawa State, where I witnessed.
Very interesting indeed. But by and large, though, do you think that the campaigns we got after the 2 weeks, I mean, was it 6 weeks now? The 6 weeks postponement of the elections, do you think that there was some level of sympathy, or was there an effect to the campaigns by the government to try to make the people feel a little more comfortable, even in the zone where you cover?
No, on the contrary. What the PDP did was bought extra time to try to procure the votes massively. There were several trips of chartered airplanes with the Naira to Adamawa, Yobe, Bauchi, and so on and so forth. It didn't work.
Chartered airplanes?
Because look, let's face it. After all the problems we went through to ensure that PDP did not rig the election, when I went out to vote, I was surprised that all the money they were said to have been passed on didn't get to anybody at all. The elites in the PDP simply seized the opportunity to defraud the PDP of the money they were.
Or did it mean that there was no money after all if they didn't see the money?
I did. Well, there was money. I think the PDP did with busy buying property in Yola.
Did you see the money, Mr. Lawal?
I couldn't have seen the money. I'm an APC National Vice Chairman notice. PDP wouldn't give me money.
So how did you know there